Hi, welcome to the garden. It's going to be another one of those no face days since my face kind of still scratched up a little bit. It's not nearly as bad as it was, but I'm kind of enjoying these no face. There's, in tarot, there's like two kinds of readers. There's the ones who you see their face and they talk to you and you all that stuff. And then there are the people that just deal out the cards and just show you the cards and tells you what's there. I call those the hand readers. So today we're hand readers. These quartz crystals were a gift for someone that I built a grid for, and she actually mined these crystals in Arkansas, and they're just gorgeous. They've got wonderful sides to them. I don't think my system can do them justice, but I wanted to show them to you, and I want to thank Laura very much for thinking of me and giving me that gift. And that's a little baggie that I'm going to keep those in the box that they came with. And someone wrote me and said, where do you get the ideas for what the grids look like? Well, we're going to discuss this grid right now. This is another grid I just finished building. It's based on a card from the activation, sacred geometry activation cards. And this is the card it's based on. And need to turn it around that way. So, and then this, yes, the green is on the top and the blue is on the bottom. And that's based on that card. It's not the first time I've built that grid. I think it came out very, very well, though. I managed to find a agate with yellow in the middle and blue on the outside, which I thought was kind of good. The stones that are in this particular grid are the agate in the center. Then these three big chunks right here, those are rose quartz. They don't come out as rosy as they are, but they're lovely pieces of rose quartz. And they're to calm, loving, safety for heart. Then you have the three stones here that are lapis lazuli, and that's for strength. The blue adventuring, which is all this cluster of blues that are here. There's three big ones and then little ones emphasizing the balance. The blue adventurings are honest communication, and those add up to 9, or they add up to 7 if you count the little ones and the other. Anyway, 2 large and 7 littles. And then the ones on the top here, these are green calcite, and they're actually translucent. They kind of look like marbles in a way, the way marbles used to look, and they're the translucent green. And those heal anxiety, balance yourself for self-discovery, and that's psychic development. And the two green calcites are the ones that are for healing anxiety, balance, self-discovery, and growth. And the 3 translucent green fluorides are for growth, renewal, and aligning yourself to the natural order. And the frequency of Earth is activation of deep connection with the physical plans by showing the beauty in all aspects of our great Mother Earth, revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our own nature. So that's grounding you, bringing you great insights, giving you the strength to deal with it, and developing it. And that's how I put that grid together. And then I have another one where I can show you what the original card looks like. You've seen this one before. This is from a card called Remembrance. And the vibration of remembrance is, the frequency of it is to support our memory of everything that we've gone through as a soul in a body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully into the rest of this life. And I've done this card before, and I'm going to have to kind of hold it up so you can see it. It's got beautiful amethyst points. And at the bottom is this piece is a piece of petrified wood that's been carved. And on top of the petrified wood is red malachite. And the vibration of red malachite is to open the mind, calm you into understanding well-being. Then you have all the amethyst points that on that graphic sort of look like feathers. And here that kind of brings that energy in. And the amethyst points Our spiritual values, meditation, and spiritual protection for psychic development. The crocodile jaspers, which are these, and they're showing up really nicely today. These are beautiful stones. I love the way they look and the shape they have. They're mottled green. They calm the mind and relieve stress, and they bring in wisdom. Wisdom is their main vibration. There's a little rose quartz right here, and that's to calm, loving, safety, emotional recovery. And the Amazonite, that's the blue stones around the edge, are to heal all the traumas you may have been through in those past lives and to move forward in this life. And that the Amazonite's for letting go and protection. And the quartz points here at the top show that the energy is starting here and it's moving all the way up to the top. And it amplifies the energy and clears the negativity. It's energetic direction. So that's Remembrance. I'm not going to be this long with all of them. The next one is a very, very pretty grid, and it's called Alchemy. And the energy of alchemy is to bring all the energies of the universe together. So to fire this one up, you have to connect these three and then connect out from here into all those stones. And the stones on this one is this brownish striped stone. It's almost translucent. When you hold it up, you can see it's translucent. And it's called a muggle stone. It's actually called tiger iron, but sometimes it's called muggle stone. Balances mix of colors, grounding, cleansing, blood cleansing in general. And it's to help with sleep and rest. Because if you're working with alchemy, you're going to have a lot of things sort of disrupting you. The red malachite opens the mind for calm and well-being. The agate here is to balance body, mind, and spirit and center you. And on top of that agate is blue onyx, and blue onyx increases happiness and contentment, heightens your intuition, and it helps you break bad habits. And that's for change, because in alchemy, one of the vibrations in the alchemy is that you're inviting in change. This stone is picture jasper. It's brown and tan. It's got a small blue tiger's eye. That's a blue tiger's eye. And there's a really cool, because you can see a bit of blue in them, but they look like a tiger's eye. It's attitude, flow, and harmony, and that's for peace. The bumblebee jasper, which are these yellowish stones on the side, activates sacral and solar plexus to make decisions and move you with positive energy and to keep establishing your self-esteem. On the top here is yellow adventurine, and this is also yellow adventurine, but one looks more yellow than the other. And it's balance, flow, protection, enhancement. That's to go with growth. And these 4 red agates are vitality to proceed to the future with honest feelings and to help with change. So that's alchemy. This particular grid is healing, and it's got eugenite, which is a really interesting mixed stone. But I also put on a piece of amber, which she asked for because she wanted to connect back to her ancestor spirits. And amber is like the petrified wood. Amber is, if you go back to my shows, I talk about them, ancestor stones. And they help us relate to those older energies. You got carnelian in the middle, grounds direct spiritual path, peace from anxiety. Mother of pearl, higher intentions through prosperity of mystical work, energizing. I always think healing is kind of a mystical thing. Then there's 5 unikites, and those help with vision balance, third eye opening, but it's a gentle release because it's kind of modeled. It's not all one direction. The amber balances emotion, clears the mind's ancestor energy, and it's for guidance. Then the yellow calcites around this are confidence, hope, clear self-doubt, letting go. And because sometimes healing requires healing yourself before you can heal others. Then the green adventuring, the big guys, these guys, are healing, good luck, calms the soul, and they bring in abundance. They're also known as gambler's stone. to bring in abundance. You have the Amazonite, these little these are little Amazonite chips, and they heal trauma, lead to emotional recovery. And then in here, I have an azurite and an aquamarine, and they're kind of staggered around each other. And the azurite stands for wisdom, truth, dignity, and spiritual mastery. And the aquamarine inspires truth, trust, letting go, soothing, and cleansing. The azurite enhances compassion, and the aquamarine clarifies thoughts. That's why I mixed the two of them together, because there wasn't another way to really kind of do that. And that worked with this. So these ones in the most outermost ring off the adventuring are the aquamarines, and these guys in between, these ones that are in between the adventuring are the azurites. Okay. Now this is a complex build. It's a Merkaba, but it's built in the colors that are prominent in the Merkaba. There's always a dark blue or purple center, and the center here means spiritual values, meditation, and spirit. And the Merkaba is where it's the final form in sacred geometry where everything's coming together. And so this one. Okay. Anyway, it's hard for me to see it when I look at it this way. It's got yellow adventuring to balance, protect, enhance flow for growth. It's got the blue adventuring, which is the same family as the green adventuring, but the color does make a difference. Blue adventuring is open for higher guidance, empowers third eye and throat chakra. Blue, these are dark blue agates, and they lessen negativity, flow, and fortune, and they bring in calmness. The euconite, which are these three model stones here, same thing, vision, balance, third eye opening, gentle release. And the mother and pearls that you see around on these are energizing. And this is a really powerful, when she fires this up, it's going to be a very powerful grid. And this is a grid I like the way it came out. I think it looks very good, but I'm going to have to sort of bring it up to the camera so you can see. This is the center stone. It's a pyramid, and it's blue sodalite. But when I put it down here, it disappears into the frame. Sorry about that, but it is there. And what this one is for is to connect yourself to Mother Earth and to the loving, compassion, and gentle energy of the feminine. And the sodalite clears communication between yourself and others. The quartz points, when the quartz points are pointing out, they're pointing energy out. They're also drawing energy in. And they just help emphasize the energy flow I want between the stones. The sunstones, these pinky looking guys, lift fear, accept self, and optimism, and they generate energy towards doing that. Blue adventuring, which are these guys, they're model blue, and they open to higher guidance and empower third eye. Quartz points amplifies energy, clears negativity. The blue lace agate, the little guys, there's 12 of them out here in the far point. Those are cooling, calming, and healing, and help with communication. And the message in Gaia in sacred geometry activation is to bring people together, bring yourself together, and heal. Now this is a cool one. This is called Belief. And the center here is a white carved agate. And I just liked it. It looked like in the card, you can kind of see energy moving up out of this. This is off center. This is one of the weirder. Normally my grids start right in the center. This one's off center. It's centered south. And this is to balance body, mind, and spirit. Center your energy. Citrines are success stones, clear negativity for abundance. The amethysts, they start out as little amethysts and get to be great big amethysts at the top. So their amethysts are spiritual values. When they're little like this, they more focus on love. When they're pointed, when they have their tips and their points, they tend to be more spiritual values. There's a serpentine. There's two of them. And those reveal memories, build wisdom. That's a healing energy. And the yellow adventurine balances and protects the flow of energy. So this is the beginning and basis of creating a new set of beliefs. And I think it's a really pretty grid. You can see the carvings on the white agate. I thought that was just really pretty. I thought it just balanced perfectly with the energetic image and direction I wanted. Now, this one's a little more complex. It's called Conception. And it is actually 4 matrices around a center matrix. So what you do is you fire each one of these up, and then you'd connect out from there to those once they were started. And the woman that I built this for, she's been having some health challenges. So the stone in the center of this is called mookite. And it's a beautiful, beautiful stone. But what's most important is it comes from the Mooka River, Mooka, Mooka River in Australia. And there was a small packet of these, and I grabbed them all because it's a very important healing stone. Stones much like this were worn in the Middle Ages as healing protection. So it supports yourself during times of stress caused by changes and shields you against negativity, and she needs that. Surrounding that, I have shungite, and I've talked about shungite before. Shungite it's in a part of China where some giant meteor before the earth was formed into much of anything blew up and caused there to be this area this is 99.9% carbon. And then in the shungite, when they grind it up, they can find every other mineral that's on earth. It's a very powerful stone. It's one that people use to put around their computers to stop negative energy, because it assists in cleansing, healing, and purification. It's for the body, the mind, and the soul. The quartz points in this run around it, so it's trying to build a little vortex and make the energy in here stronger. Amplifies energy, clears negativity. It's directing energy. And then the top and the bottom on this are malachite, which opens the heart, protects your aura, and brings synchronicity. So she'll pull in, the object of this would be to say, pull in all the people she really needs to help her with her health problem. And then the 2 main stones on the outside on this are the amazonite, which heal trauma and bring you peace from anxiety. And then the carnelians, which these little dew-up chips around that, they ground and directs the spiritual path. And there's 40 of them on this board, because there's 12, 12. These are 12, 12, and this is 8 and 8. 12 is the number 3, 8, of course, is the number 8. So I'm trying to empower this amazonite for her. And then the quartz points, in this case, they direct negative energy out, but pull positive energy in, because they're pointing in and out of the board. So that's conception. And she's at a point where she's conceiving a new life for herself and healing. Now this one is a really interesting build. It's called Divine Masculine. And the person who pulled this card was thinking about making some changes. And in my cards, this is the most geometric card. It's nothing but geometric forms except for these little stars breaking away on the outside. It's got agate, white agate, as the center base, because it was very white in the center. It's got sardonyx, which is a banded agate, and the white agate balances body, mind, and spirit. The sardonyx creates courage, happiness, and clear communications, and it creates stability for her. The sodalite helps her end disagreements and helps her understand patterns, and it's also been said in this particular instance to attract new friends. The blue kyanite, which is what's making this sort of geometric shape around it, I didn't shape any of those. I always work with whatever natural shapes I can find. So the blue kyanite is for communication of self, vocal strength. And there's 12 of them, which in numerology comes back to 3. And 3 is the number for communication. There's rose quartz, the pinkish ovals here. And those are for calm, loving, and safety, and to help her with her health. And the serpentine are these 2 cabs here, and they retrieval of memories and building wisdom, and it's a healing energy. And the blue lace agate here in this corner going around the serpentine, that neutralizes anger. The chips that are up here in the corner, you can barely see them, but especially in this thing, but the chips those are appetite, enhance creativity, and expands inner self. Aquamarine, which are the 3 here, inspire truth and trusting, letting go, and being soothing, and they clarify thoughts. And then the Amazonite is letting go. And when you read in the cards, when you get to a point where you're dealing with the divine feminine or the divine masculine, you're dealing with, in the case of the masculine, a very assertive power, but something that needs to be gone through and worked with. And she wants to make some big life changes. I'm hoping this will help her. Only 2 more, guys, and then you're going to get a break because I won't be building these for another month. I'm doing readings right now. If you want a grid, if this interests you, just want to talk about a grid, go to my email below in the description, or you can go through my store through the website, the www.crystaldirections.com, and write me and say, if you have any questions, or you can write your questions in the comments. I do respond to those. This is called passion. And the energy of passion isn't just romantic passion. It's bringing anything that you want to bring totally and completely and consumingly into your life. That's passion. I found this lovely piece of agate that has a natural streak of yellow in the middle, and it balances body, mind, and spirit, centers your energy, energizing. The mother of pearl that you see around this, higher goals, bringing prosperity and mystical work. The little sodalite chips, and they can go from very light blue to a darker blue. It's communication to attract new friends. In the case of this woman, she's looking to make some career changes, so she needs some new friends. Yellow aventurine, balance, protect, and enhance the flow of all the energy that's on this board. Fire quartz heals, hurts, amplifies, and directs flow of energy, and it energizes. It's a firestone. It wants to energize you. The carnelians, which are these big wampo red, the carnelians have to do with the heart, but it has to do with grounding the heart and directs your spiritual path and heal. It's also another healing thing for the heart. And then the sodalite, which is around the edge here, is for communication, and it helps ease the anxieties of going through these changes. So that is passion in a crystal form. 1 more, guys. Yay! And what I get to do after I show all these wonderful things to you is I get to box them all up and mail 20 of them away. But that's okay. They need to go to their new homes. Before I mail them, I sage them and clear out all the energy in case of any energy I've imposed on them, just even doing this show. And then when they get them, they're supposed to have a list. Well, they can do what they want. They can burn them. They can hang them on the wall. They can put them in a closet, never look at it again. That's not my job. I've done what I need to do. But what I tell people to do is to write a list of intentions. And at the end of the list of intentions, what you would want this grid to build you, like this particular grid is for fertility, but that can mean fertility in any way you can think of using the word fertility. And I want you to see this. I normally never use carved stones, and I've used them twice in this build. but I thought this was so perfect for the image I really wanted at the center of this grid. And it's balance body, mind, and spirit, and center her energy and have her energy blossom out like a flower. Then she's got fire quartz, heals, hurts, amplifies, and directs energy flow. That's another energy. The prenite, I can't ever say that. It's a funny spelled word for what it says. The prenite is green and tumbled, and it's unconditional love, inner knowledge, letting go. Then she's got the mother of pearl here, which guides to higher prosperity and deals with let things come in your life in mystical ways. And the Amazonite, the bright blue around it, is to help her heal from trauma and have some emotional recovery, because the whole idea of fertility can be, I've planted a crop and it's not coming through and getting stressed about it. This relieves the stress from that sort of stuff, if she wants it to do that. Like I said, I don't know if you guys have seen me fire one of these up, but I'll fire this one up because I'm going to clean it anyway. Everybody gets a grid, gets a wand, and wands are not, Harry Potter wands. They're activators. And she'll start in the center here and think about her intention. She'll go to this stone. She'll go to this stone. She'll go to this stone. No, she'll go to the other fire. She'll go around, do the fire agates first. And then she'll go out and she'll do the other stones. And then she'll do the outer ring. And she does that. And once she's got those, and then she can tap to the mother of pearl, tap to the mother of pearl, and then come back into the center. And then you just start circling out and coming back in. And yeah, something's happening on this board because I'm getting okay, I'm going to stop because I'm going to have to sage this. I'm going to sage it right now. So because she doesn't want, theoretically, what I might want. And so I'm going to try to smoke out any energy I put on this board with this wand. And if you don't have a wand and you build yourself a little grid out of some stones you have at home, you can use your finger. I just think the wand helps a little bit. I'm smoking it out. Clear, clear, clear. Try to be careful when I'm putting sage over this, because that's a paper background and I don't want there to be any holes in it when it gets to where she lives. Anyway, that's the other thing you can smoke with, and I actually like the smell better than sage. I just don't have as much. It's called Palo Santo. It comes from South America. It's got a wonderful, I think it has a wonderful smell, but one time I was using Palo Santo at the vintage clothing store, and there'd been an accident across the street, and the firemen couldn't leave until the accident scene got cleared. So they came in the store to see what our store was about. And this stuff smells a little bit like burning wire in a nasty way, but I don't think so. I think it smells very fresh. It smells very piney to me. Anyway, I lit this up and all the firemen came bursting around the corner, wanting to see where the electrical fire was. So this has been cleansed. My energy's off of it. It's time for her to put her energy on it. And like I said, if you want to know more about grids, you can contact me. You can go to my website and see some of my other grids. I think I tallied it up last night because I'm having to create a diary of all the grids I've built. And I think it's 80 now. And all of them are totally individual. It's yours. It's yours to use. Get your little wandy poo and kind of some instructions. The other way you could cleanse a grid if you wanted to is clap over it. Just make a loud clapping sound. That'll clear energy. You'll see card readers tap the top of decks, and that's what they're doing. They're pushing all the, just like it's a clean deck, like we're reading from start. So pray for me. When you see this, I will have packaged up 20 of these, and hopefully they'll all get there in one piece. Sometimes the postal service is less nice to me. Louis DeJoy must know what I really think of him, because I've had a couple of them. I've learned new ways to wrap them, and I'm trying to do my level best. Anyway, blessings to everyone. You have a good evening. Contact me if you're interested in a reading. I do typical what's going to happen around you readings. I do personal readings. I don't do, and occasionally I'll do what's happening in the world. I don't do direct politics, and I don't do gossip. Whoa. Apparently the universe is saying that's okay. We're going to outfocus you when you try to do that. And once again, I want to thank Laura for these beautiful stones. I have a big cabinet, glass cabinet behind me, and I have stones all sorted out by different types. I'm going to make sure that this goes in my quartz file. These are just gorgeous. And she told me that she'd mine these, and then they've been put in a box to give to her. So the only hands that had ever touched this was the person who cleaned the quartz. I don't know if you've ever seen quartz when it comes out of the ground, but one of these has some, I think it's this one. You kind of see some reddish color on it. Well, when they come out of the ground in Arkansas, you've seen red soil if you've been to Oklahoma and Arkansas. These things are covered in red stuff, and they put some stuff on it to clean it all off. And she said the only hands that had touched these were hers and now mine. And I just cannot thank her enough. And I can't thank you enough for coming tonight and visiting with me. And like I said, I'm available for readings. I'm reading for the next 3 weeks. Then I will be taking a week off the third week in April to build. And then I'll go back to reading. So I look forward to hearing from you, and have a good day in the garden. Bye.